Tres, dos, uno, and welcome to Barcelona, everyone. Today we are in the district of Poblenou in Barcelona, in the wonderful city of Barcelona. My name is Jesus, and it's a true pleasure and an honor to be with you for the next 55-ish minutes or so. Well, I show you part of this upper, center, and lower part of the Poblenou district in Barcelona. Today we're concentrating in what we call the innovation and then the most traditional part of the neighborhood. We'll start with the upper part, the innovation, the beautiful high-tech buildings, and then we go to the main street that I'll show you now in a map, and then we'll be finishing by the beach, crossing the heart of the traditional part of Poblenou. Now, before we start walking, as I always like to do, and especially if this is your first time that you're joining me, you have to know that I love maps, and I like to show you where we are, first within the map of Spain, and then within the city of Barcelona. Are you ready? All right, so this is the beautiful Iberian Peninsula. The different colors are the different regions that we have in Spain. We have 17. And as you can see, Madrid is right in the heart, in the center. And we are, Barcelona, in the northeast. See, by the Mediterranean, which you will see if you stay with me until the very end, because I'll be drinking an horchata by the Mediterranean, okay? And now that you know where we are within the map of Spain, let me show you, this is the downtown area of Barcelona. This small square is the main square, the Plaza de Catalunya. Excuse my finger there. All this area is the old town that I'm pointing, the city park that I cover in one of my tours. And we are, as you can see, not that far in this big rectangle. Okay, so this is pretty much this Poblenou district. We are in the upper part, very close to that kind of gigantic bullet. I will show it to you in a minute. And this big street is the main Rambla, or the main street of Poblenou. And as you can see, Poblenou has a beach as well. So that's where we'll be finishing our tour. So stay with me till the very end, because I'll show you a tiny little bit of the playa, the beach of Poblenou. All right, so thank you for joining me this afternoon in Barcelona when it's 6:45 p.m. And let's start walking. So as I said, we are going to start in the upper part of the district of Poblenou with some of the high-tech and most modern buildings, like this one that I'm showing you right now. It's the Museum of Design. The Museum of Design of ceramics, textile and decorative arts. Let me just show you around. This is an area called Plaza de Gloria, so Gloria's Square. It's doing some heavy restoration work, so you don't see much. And probably in the next few years, it will be one of the main squares of Barcelona, because what they're trying to do, the mayor of Barcelona, she's trying to do, it's to decentralize all the tourism. As you know, Barcelona is one of the most visited cities in the world, not only in Europe. So, but most visitors, they always go to the same place. Obviously, when you come to Barcelona, you have to visit the Gaudí's buildings, the Gothic Quarter, but you have to come to this district like Poblenou because they're absolutely fantastic. This district of Poblenou, I love it because it's this mixture of innovation, as I'm showing you, and tradition that I'll be showing to you at the very end. So this tower that I'm showing you is the icon of Poblenou, one of the icons of Barcelona, the upper part of this kind of gigantic bullet. It's so that part that you see up there, it's a viewpoint, a mirador, and it's fantastic. You can see 360 around Barcelona. So you can see the ocean, the port, the city, the neighborhood, everything. It's the building itself was designed by the French architect Jean Nouvel, and it's an office building, and except for that upper part that it's a viewpoint. So we have the whole building is 144 meters, which is in feet, it's close to 500. And it has 34 floors overground, what I'm showing you, and 4 more floors, so 38 total underground. So 4 floors underground. All right. This is the main entrance of Torre Glorias. So there you see the name, okay, of the building by Jean Nouvel. The way Poblenou is in Catalan. Poblenou in Spanish, it would be Pueblo Nuevo. Pueblo Nuevo is translated into English, is the new village. Because all this area that I'm showing you is so high-tech, so avant-garde buildings and everything, there was nothing here 200 years ago. This was a swampy area. We're very close to the Mediterranean Sea, all right? And there is the delta of the river Besós. So there was nobody living here approximately 200 years ago. And now we have, remember that this is a neighborhood. We have people obviously living here. We have the squares, we have green areas, we have high-tech buildings. And before we leave this place, for those of you that maybe couldn't see the Torre Glorias, that's the building on the left there that looks like a gigantic bullet. This building that I'm showing you now on the right-hand side in green, I'll show you the facade now because it's what it's most interesting. You'll see much better now. It's called the Mediatic building. All this upper part of the district that it's called 22 At because of the most of these buildings, they are companies dedicated to communication and new technologies. And if you want to open a startup, and especially if it's related to technology or innovation or communication, this is where you have to come for information. So you can see this is called the Mediatic building, TIC, standing for Technology of Innovation and Communication. So this is kind of like a forum building that all the questions that you may have about your opening a company here in Barcelona, this is where you are supposed to come and get information. And look at this interesting facade. Well, the whole building has 4 different facades, but this is the one that I like the best. It's just fantastic, so futuristic. It was designed by a local architect, Enrique Ruiz. Ruiz, just like me, but it was not my relative, okay? And we are walking, but we have quite a few, okay? So I would say that Barcelona now, and especially this neighborhood where we are, is becoming in Spain one of the most technology advanced neighborhoods, and designated by the magazine Time Out, that I'm sure everybody's familiar, as one of the 50 districts where you can live much better in the world. So, and now I'm taking you, we're walking towards the most traditional part of the neighborhood, which is the main street. The main street in Poblenou, we call it La Rambla. Rambla is a name that comes from Arabic, and it means that there was water underneath. Okay, I don't know whether those of you that have been to Barcelona, then probably you have walked up and down the famous Ramblas, that it's one of the main streets that link the main square with the waterfront. All right. If you join me a little bit later, this is the main square of Barcelona, Plaza Catalunya. We are here. We are entering in this long street that ends by the beach. Okay, this is the Rambla. We started right by the that building over there, the Torre Glorias. And let me show you what this district looked like before. This was the skyline of Poblenou. with all the factory. Well, this is just a little sketch. Hopefully you can see, okay? Let's cross now and let's enter the Rambla. So as you can see, the Rambla is a great place to come and walk. There are a lot of business and apartment buildings on both sides, and shops and restaurants and bars. This is a little homage to a doctor, famous doctor of Barcelona, that was born here in this neighborhood. His name was Trueta. And now we're going to walk a little bit. At some point, we're going to make a little detour, and we're going to walk, instead of La Rambla, where we are right now, we'll be walking down a parallel street that it's also one of the oldest ones in the neighborhood. So we left behind the upper part of the neighborhood, and we are in the heart of Poblenou now, where you can see, and I'll be showing you some of my favorite buildings here, and 2 or 3 of the places where you can come and have some tapas or have something to drink. Remember that we are in one of the 10 districts of Barcelona. The population here is about 33,000. And it's a great place. If you take the subway from the heart of Barcelona, it will take you less than 10 minutes to arrive here. And here, believe me, it's not as busy and as crowded as the city center. You have everything that you need here, more local than in the city center. And then you also have the beach. In case you come in the spring, the summer, or in the fall, we have fantastic temperatures. As we walk through Poblenou, as I said, I'm going to show you some of the traditional places. We showed already some of the high-tech or the innovation buildings. And this is one of the traditional ones, built at the end of the 1800s, beginning of the 1900s. So while Gaudí, the famous architect, was building some of his famous buildings in the city center, some of his contemporary architects were building these wonderful buildings as well, in the same architectonic style that we call it modernism. Modernism is like Art Nouveau. Look at the ironwork of the balconies, the color, the decoration. It's just phenomenal, you see? Beautiful. A lot of, as I said, a lot of artists moved here because it's much quieter than the city center. It's close to the city center. You have the beach, you have the local stores, not just like at the big companies like in the center. And it's just, you have the barrio feeling, district. Barrio is how we say a district here. So most of the buildings here, as you can see, they have just like 2 or 3 floors. So now we're going back to the main street, the Rambla. So we call it the Rambla del Poblenou. So we have a lot of kind of like alleys like this. See? So it's really, really nice. I'm going to show you. Let me see if it's open, because they close for some business. They close for a few days in the month of August. But I say it's open. So let me show you this one. It's called La Granería del Poblenou. So all the products that they sell here, it's just like organic. So they have fruit, vegetables, and it's just fantastic. La Granería del Poblenou. Granería is kind of like the granary. They also sell dry fruits and all kinds of products. And the smell is fantastic. I wish I could transmit you the smell. We are back in La Rambla. So now it's time for a drink or a merienda. Now in Spain, if you have been to Spain before, to Barcelona or some other cities in the country, you know that we don't like to eat very early. Quite on the contrary, we eat very late. Our lunch is between 2 and 4 p.m. And our dinner is never before 9, and in the summertime, around 10 or so. And you can see that every 50 or 100 meters, we have these roundabouts. You can see that we have benches and we have people sitting, the locals. And this is a great thing about Poblenou, the great mixture that we have here, because it's the locals that have been living here for generations, right? mixed with young crowds, the young couples, the young people that moved here to work in some of these companies that are into technology, innovation, and communication. All right. And this building coming on the right is one of my favorites. Also built with this architectonic style, the modernism. Look at the color. Look at the esgrafiado, that is this decoration that you see on the walls. Look at the ironwork. In the lower level, you have some shops, and then you have um, it's apartment buildings, right? Look, beautiful. Isn't it great? And now I'm going to show you two more places. This is one of the places that I came here to drink some horchata. Horchata is this great drink, very refreshing, that we drink in the summer. And it's, you see the people here, it's always a line. So I bought it already, so I'll show it to you when we get to the beach. I show you back there some of the high-tech hotels. Here we have this great small hostel. You can see Hostal Poblenou, that this is another option. If you come to Barcelona, you don't have to stay in the city center and pay a lot of money. You can stay in one of the small hostels or hotels here, and much more affordable. You're near the beach, you have great places. And that place with the umbrellas is a tapas place. It's the Blue Bar with great tapas as well. We are just about to end the walk, but we're getting near the Mediterranean, near the beach. So stay with me. And now we're going for nature. We're going to the park that you see in front of us, and to the playa where we'll be ending. It was, but today, as you can see, we have a beautiful day, not even just one cloud. It's time for the sunset. Oh, we have some music going on here. There's always something going on. It's kind of like swing. I like it. Let's see whether you can hear a little bit. Oh, what can be better to end a walk that with some music by the beach with happiness. See, having fun, enjoying in the great city of Barcelona, in the great district of Poblenou, with Jesus, me, and drinking an horchata. So let me just try to get the horchata from my bag. I'll show it to you. The horchata is that drink that we drink in Spain. We drink not only sangria, right, but also horchata. Horchata is this refreshing drink made with earth almonds, sugar, and water. It has vitamins, it has proteins, and then it's great to share it with you. Let me show it to you. Horchata fresca. So fresh horchata. Those are the earth almonds, all right? I know it looks like milk, but it's not milk. It's horchata. See? It's traditional from Valencia, but also here in Barcelona and wherever you go in the country. And with this great image, with the sunset and the Mediterranean here, and with a beautiful music, I wanted to thank you all so very much for your patience, especially those of you that tried to join me yesterday, and because of the storm I had to cancel this walk. But thank you for being with me today.